It's almost that time of the week again, and New Comic Book Day is approaching fast. And if you're still unsure about which issues you want to get this week, you're in luck, because today I'm going to be going over all of the upcoming books this week for New Comic Book Day and all of their variant covers. So keep watching this video to hear all about that and which issues I'm going to be picking up, and stick around till the end to hear which issue I think is going to be my top choice of the week and investment choice, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. AR Comics here, and today I'm going to be going over all of the upcoming books this week for New Comic Book Day. I've got issues to go over from AWA Studios, Aftershock, Image, Boom, DC, and Marvel. But before I get into any of that, if you are new to the channel, welcome. I drop weekly comic book content that includes upcoming book releases, speculation videos, new comic book hauls, unboxings, and I also do New Comic Book Day reviews, and that happens every Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So if that sounds like something you do not want to miss out on, make sure you hit the subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And now, without further ado, let's get started on the upcoming books. So to be honest, I thought last New Comic Book Day really fell short in my opinion. I didn't really think the issues were that good, despite it being a big title name. I thought a lot of the issues were boring and just kind of fell flat, so I'm hoping this week is way better. So first up on the list, we have AWA Studios, Bad Mother number 3 of 5. It only has a cover A, but I love this series right now. AWA is putting out great stuff, and this is a must-read in my opinion. I know it's kind of at the halfway point, it's almost over, but if you can find issues 1 and 2, do yourself a favor and grab it. It's fantastic, and you will not regret it. Moving on from there, we have Grendel, Kentucky, number 2 of 4. Same thing, it only has a cover A. And this series, it's alright. I picked up the first issue. I did kind of enjoy it, but it was a last-second grab, and I think this time it's going to be the same thing. It's not on my pull list, so if I can't get a hold of it, I'm just not going to worry about it, and I'm going to skip over it. It was okay. Next up, we have one issue from Aftershock Comics. It's a brand new series. It's called We Live. I'm just going to read a little bit about it so you can make your own judgment on it. The year is 2084 and the world has changed. Racked by calamities and crawling with monsters, the last remaining humans face a dangerous existence. And now, the Earth has been sent a message from the deepest reaches of space. A dark countdown to the extinction of all humanity, but there is hope. 5,000 children will be rescued by these mysterious message senders. This is the journey of Hototo, one of lucky 5,000, but only if his teenage sister Tala can safely deliver him to the nearest beacon before time runs out. That sounds pretty cool. The artwork, the cover art I should say, looks very good. I haven't seen the inside of the art. The only thing I'm kind of questioning is how cartoonish the people, or a cat maybe, kind of look on it, and I'm just hoping the inside art doesn't really look the same. But other than that, I think the cover looks great, and the description is pretty cool as well. So if I can get a hold of this one, I'm definitely going to grab it. And that is the only issue from Aftershock I'm going to be going over today. After that, we have one from Mag Cave Studios. It's called Stargazer. It's number 2 out of 6. I had a really hard time grabbing this first issue. I had to make a special order for it. None of the shops in my area actually picked it up. Everyone that did get it was a special order, and it's pretty cool. It has to do with aliens. We didn't really get a whole lot about the story so far, so I'm sure this issue is going to drop a lot more info. But that's the only one I want to talk about from Mag Cave, so we're going to move on to Image. Honestly, I think it's a lighter week by their standards. However, we do have a brand new series coming out. It's called Commanders in Crisis. It has 8 different covers. I like most of them, but if you are into it, there is a Peach Momoko cover and there is a blank sketch variant. I like picking up the blank sketches because you never know if an artist or a writer is going to pop through on a shop and do a random signing. Usually worth having around. I'm going to read a little bit about this series because I think it sounds awesome, and I'm definitely going to be picking this one up. The last survivors of the multiverse live among us under new identities. 5 survivors of the doomed worlds taking a second chance to ensure our world lives on. A new twist on strange superhero comics with a bleeding edge eye on the modern moment. Commanders in Crisis follows in the footsteps of Doom Patrol and Thunderbolts as 5 unexpected heroes come together to solve a murder unlike any other. The victim, compassion itself. This is Ideacide. That sounds awesome. I really like this cover art. I'm definitely going to do whatever I can to grab it. After that, though, it is a little bit lighter from Image. We have a Redneck number 28. I believe it is the end of this arc, so if you're keeping up with it, the story's coming to a close. I wonder what the next chapter is going to bring us. It only has a cover A, and I'm not completely caught up in it yet, but from what I have read, I really enjoyed it. This is another must-read in my opinion, especially if you're a Donny Cates or an indie lover. I would definitely grab it. Moving on from Redneck, we have a Stealth number 6 of 6. The miniseries is coming to a finale. If you are reading this, make sure you pick it up because it's coming to a close. I think it is optioned, or it was talked about being optioned. I only read, I think, the first 2 issues. I wasn't too completely sold on it, and I just didn't want to keep investing into it. If you are reading it, though, let me know how it was because it's something I might pick up in a trade. However, those are the only issues from Image. There really wasn't a whole lot, so we're going to be moving on to Boom Studios now. Another lighter week for Boom as well. I feel like after some of these really heavy new comic book days, they're finally toning it down a little bit and giving our wallets a little break, and I'm not complaining about that. I'm pretty happy, actually. So from Boom Studios, we have Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Willow, number 4. It has 3 separate covers. I haven't read any of this, don't know anything about it. Not really a Buffy fan, so I'm going to be skipping out on it. From there, we have Lumberjanes number 74. It also has 2 covers, cover A and a cover B. All these reviews I've been doing and all of these upcoming book releases, I have never heard of Lumberjanes, and I feel like I have never seen this pop up on any of my pages. So I won't be picking it up. If you're reading it, another issue, just let me know what you think. Maybe I'll have to give a trade paperback or a hardcover a try if they have one. So moving on from Lumberjanes, we have a Once and Future number 12 coming out. It only has a cover A. And I know I've talked a lot of crap about this series in the past, but these last few issues have been pretty good. I always talk about it. The one thing I think that keeps drawing me back into this is I love the artwork. The artwork just stands out. It's so colorful and everything just pops. The story itself has been very good too, but I'm just not too into the whole like magical, mythical things that they're doing. It's got like Beowulf, Merlin, the last arc had King Arthur. It has to do with all that stuff. It's been okay. If you are into it though, you're probably going to love this series. I've been enjoying it, but I think it's mainly because of the artwork. After that, though, we have a Red Mother number 9 coming out. Only has a cover A. I don't know where all of these issues just like came from. I still feel like I did a video just a couple weeks ago, and it was like Red Mother 3 or 4. I don't know if they're just pumping these out or what. I have heard a lot of good things about them, though. Still not reading it. I'm definitely going to wait for a trade, just because I'm so far behind at this point. Moving on, though, this issue I will definitely be getting. 7 Secrets number 3. It only has a cover A, however, there is a secret variant to it, and there's an incentive variant. So keep your eyes peeled for those, especially if you're pretty big into this series. I've been enjoying it so far, and this next issue, they're going to release a whole bunch of new info. The last one was kind of like a background story for the kid, and we're going to see where that goes from this one. I'm really looking forward to it. But that is it from Boom Studios, and next we're going to be moving on to DC. There's quite a few issues coming out, and I'm just going to say it straight up. I'm not going to be picking up most of these. I'm not up to date on most DC books, but there is a new series coming out and a couple others I think I will be getting, so we're going to talk right about it. First up, we have Detective Comics 1028. It has 2 different covers. I'm not up to date on anything with Detective Comics. I really don't know anyone that's actually getting them. I know people are really into like the main Batman run right now. They just had issue 100 come out. Heard it was awesome. But I'm not up to date, so I can't do it. So moving on from Detective Comics, next up we have The Flash 763. It has 2 different covers, and for some of you Flash fans, this might be a bigger issue. Maybe a little bit of speculation here, but it says the secret history of Barry Allen's Flash ring is revealed as the Scarlet Speedster tangles with the Trickster in a tale that starts out as fun and games, but ends with a last-page cliffhanger no reader will see coming. Could be very big. I'm not grabbing it, but if you're reading The Flash right now, I suggest picking it up just so you don't miss out on this one. From The Flash, though, we have Wonder Woman 764. It has 2 different covers. And then we have Superman 26, also has 2 different covers. Reading through the description, just sounds like it's going to be some regular issues, nothing too crazy from either of them. However, I will be getting The Dark Knight's Death Metal 4. It has a ton of different covers. And I've been enjoying this series so far. Nothing too crazy, though. I think this might be my last one, because there's just so many one-shots and tie-ins now that it's just kind of going out in all different directions. And I'm just kind of losing interest. I don't really completely know what's going on, but at the same time, I'm still slightly intrigued. Moving on from there, we have Strange Adventures, number 6. I believe this is out of 12, and it has 2 different covers. I've heard a ton of good things, but I gave up on it. I only read the first issue, maybe 2 issues. I did enjoy it, but at the time, I just kind of was picking and choosing what was going to be on my next pull list, and that one didn't make the cut. From that issue, though, we have Justice League Odyssey number 25. It has 2 different covers, and this is the final issue of the Justice League Odyssey. I'm not sure how it's been so far, but it's pretty big if they're finally wrapping it up. It's only 25 issues, but it should probably be a good one. After that, we have Batman's Grave number 11. It has 2 covers, and this is definitely, from what I can recall, out of a 12-issue series. I read the first, I think, 4, maybe 5 of them. I gave up. It was kind of cool how they didn't really have a lot of dialogue, and it was very action-focused and just artwork. I thought it was cool, but same thing that I was just talking about with the last series. I had to pick and choose what I wanted, and this one didn't make the cut either. Next up, we have Green Lantern Season 2, number 8. It has 2 different covers, and then we have one big issue that I've actually been really looking forward to. It's called Rorschach. It has a bunch of different covers, so make sure you check out your LCS to see which ones are coming in. I'm just going to read a little bit about it. It's been 35 years since Ozymandias dropped a giant interdimensional squid on New York City, killing thousands and destroying the public's trust in heroes once and for all. And since that time, one figure in a fedora, mask, and trench coat has become a diversive cultural icon. So what does this mean when Rorschach reappears as an assassin trying to kill a candidate running against President Robert Redford? Who is the man behind the mask, and why is he acting this way? I'm really interested in this. It doesn't say anything about it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an ongoing series, but I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm just going to go for cover A. I'm not going to be too picky on these, but I'm really excited for this issue. From Rorschach, we have Hawkman number 28, has 2 different covers. And then we have Batman and the Outsiders number 17. It has 2 different covers, and it's the end of an arc. I didn't read anything about Hawkman. It was just kind of another middle-of-the-pack filler issue. But make sure you check out Batman if you're reading it, because the arc is ending. And then we have one big 80-page one-shot called DC, The Doomed and the Damned. Sounds cool. It's just going to be a special issue. There's a ton of different writers and artists on this one, so check it out if you're into the DC side. And last up, we have Marvel Comics. Kind of on the smaller week, but there are a few big issues in my opinion. The first one we have is Amazing Spider-Man number 50, the big 50. 5 different covers and a Spider-Man Timeless variant. I love that Timeless variant. I already talked about it. I love all of them. I don't grab them all if I'm not really reading the series. Besides Wolverine, I grabbed that last week. Pretty dope. Check out the review. I showed it off and talked about it. But this Spider-Man Timeless variant, I've got to get it. This might be a bigger issue. Kindred is finally here. Kindred might make an appearance. I don't think they're going to reveal who he is yet, but you never know. It is the big 50. From there, we have Avengers number 37. Has 4 different covers, including a Black Panther Timeless variant. Very awesome. And a Brooks Fortnite wraparound variant. Some of these Fortnite variants aren't that bad. I'm not really too into them. I won't be getting any, but if you're into Fortnite, I'd probably pick it up. It is the end of the arc, though, so make sure you check that out. If you didn't get 37, I know 36 was a bigger issue. I think it had problems with the shipping delays. I'm not sure if a lot of shops even got their orders. I think that was the whole reason there was speculation about it last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't know. But I'm not going to be picking that one up. I'm not really knowing anyone that's reading Avengers. But moving on, we have Cable number 5 coming out. It has 2 different covers. And Captain America 24 coming out. Has 4 different covers and a beautiful Falcon Timeless variant. Just reading a little bit about both of those issues. They didn't really have anything special going on with them, so I'm not going to cover it too much. After that, we have Captain Marvel 22 coming out. It has 4 different covers, and it's a brand new arc. And I will finally be able to review this. I am all caught up in the series. And I've got to say, it's okay. It's nothing too special. I can understand now why Star wasn't a bigger character at the time. And some of these other bigger first appearances, they're not really talked about or anything like that because the series itself is just very okay. From there, we have Hellions 5 coming out. It has 3 different covers, including a beautiful Phoenix Timeless variant. I think that one's really nice as well. And then we have one of my favorite ongoing series, Immortal Hulk number 38. Has 3 different covers. One of them still a secret, but I always go for that Alex Ross cover A. Can never go wrong with it, and the series is awesome so far. I think they're ending it at issue 50, so it's coming to a close. From there, we have Marvel Zombies Resurrection number 3 of 4. It has 3 different covers. This series has been so okay so far. I'm probably going to pick this up and pick the last one up just to complete it, but I'm going to end up giving it away because it's boring, kind of. There's nothing really going on. After that, though, we do have New Mutants 13 coming out. It has 3 different covers. As I was talking about her before, there is a Peach Momoko variant and a Colossus Timeless variant as well. If I was to get this issue, definitely grabbing the Colossus one, but I'm going to skip out on it. Not really reading anything with the X-Men name on it. From there, for you Star Wars fans, we have Darth Vader number 6 coming out. It has 2 different covers. And then we have another brand new series called Warhammer 40k Marneus Calgar. It's only out of 5 issues, and I'm just going to read a little bit about it. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. The saga of Warhammer 40,000 comes to Marvel Comics. Marneus Calgar, the legendary chapter master of the Ultramarines, leads his elite space marines against humanity's greatest threats in a galaxy engulfed in endless war. It's by Kieran Gillen, the writer who does Once and Future, so the writing probably won't be too bad. Hopefully the art's just as good. I'm skipping out on it. I won't be grabbing it though. I'm not going to get fooled by one of these 1 out of 5 series. And then finally, the final issue we have from Marvel this week is a Ten of Swords Handbook number 1. Nothing too crazy. It just says the dramatic new era for mutant kind takes the center stage for the official handbook. This is the all-new collection of X-Men related profiles. We'll bring you up to date on Apocalypse, Wolverine, blah blah blah, all of those guys. It's just something to bring you up to speed and get you caught up for X-Men because they have a ton of stuff going on right now. So maybe it's something you're interested in if you don't really know a whole lot going on with X-Men. Honestly, it's something I should read if I want to get caught up with it because I have like 0 knowledge on the X-Men game right now. So maybe I will get it. But those are all of the issues that are coming out this week, and I've got to say the one issue that I'm really, really looking forward to is Spider-Man 50. He has done such a fantastic job on this whole arc, and now it's time for Kindred to finally be here. It's the Big 50, Kindred. You know it's going to be an awesome issue. And honestly, for investment purposes, I think I'm going to have to go with that issue as well. I don't know anything about Kindred yet, but for all we know, it's going to be a big main character. He could be sticking around for years to come, and this could finally be the issue where his identity is released. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope it's good. Nick Spencer has not let me down in this whole arc so far, so I'm hoping this isn't the start of that. So now it's your turn. What do you guys think about all the issues coming out this week? You think they're good? Kind of meh? I know it's a little bit lighter of a week, but I think some of the titles are still big and worthy to talk about. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up. And if you want to get caught up to speed or you don't want to miss out on any upcoming content, make sure you hit the subscribe button down low and a little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And I've got 2 videos sitting right over here with more of my comic book content. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.